What is up, sickos? It's Sunday. I'm Dan from Oregon. This is your recap for UFC 229. We had to do one. There was no option to not do one. Jay Smooth is joining us right now from the 410, and we halfway got his attention. He's watching the Ravens in overtime right now.
No doubt. In a game they shouldn't be in overtime in, but that's a different story. I couldn't miss this, so I'm gonna multitask today.
Nice. Awesome. Well, guys, we got a lot to get to. I'm sure a ton you guys want to talk about. Shout outs to everyone in the chat for showing up. We got Drunk Savage, Kevin from Chicago stopping by, Staley, Pulse Reloaded, Stewie motherfucking Griffin, Craig Lee jumping in, Al Fish, Jeff Stroke, and so much more. Thank you, everyone, for coming in here. And let me make sure I got the chat pulled up for this goodness. Boom, there we go. Okay, and before we get all into the main event, which everyone really would love to talk about, we got to talk about Derrick Lewis, one of the stars of the card. And you should have known, especially from the weigh-ins, that this shit was about to go down. I believe I incorrectly picked the man, but let's listen to his interview on FS1. Or hold up, they got no audio. There we go. Let's rewind that shit.
Yeah, let's run that back.
In the past, it's been a cheese plate with some wine and your pinky up. How do you celebrate the victory over Volkov?
Probably just gonna go home, throw my wife's legs up in there, and see what goes from there.
You know what? We can always expect something great from my man, Derrick Lewis.
Yeah.
It is what it is, you know?
Derrick, you...
This dude is priceless, and luckily Karen, Bisbing, Tyron, they all let everybody know just how priceless Derrick is. And it's in moments like these where shit hits the fan, and he's still giving us fucking jokes, still giving us one-liners, that you really appreciate the man. What do you think, Jay?
No doubt. I mean, he earned it after that performance. He pretty much got the shit beat out of him until Volkov decided to leave his chin open and take one of those punches on the face. Shouldn't have done that, but hey, the man deserved it after what he went through.
100%. That was impressive shit over there. And let's go to the next one. Derrick Lewis one-liner that we got. And this was post-fight in the octagon with Joe Rogan. And let's have a listen.
I forgot a few hours before the fight, Donald Trump called me and told me I got knocked this Russian motherfucker out because they're making him look bad on the news. You know, him and Putin and shit. Fuck what they talking about, USA and his whole fuck.
You're absolutely one of the top guys in line for a shot at the title next. So tell us what you think about that.
I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. Fuck what you talking about right now. I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. I'm no gas tank like that. Shit.
And thank you very much for a really, really entertaining fight.
Thanks for having me. Hey, maybe next week or sometime or 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna come on your show and smoke some weed with you.
Anytime, sir. Anytime.
Oh my
the winner,
God.
Derrick Lewis. Derrick, watch it.
Okay, he just goes full bore, kills it, knocks it out of the fucking park with a home run, and then right at the end, just solidifies how big he's gonna get. He's gonna be bigger than Sean O'Malley after this, man. Fucking, he's going on the JRE. What do you think, Jay?
Honestly, he seems like a good guest. He would be one of the more entertaining, funny fighters that have been on the show. Like when Rogan had like somebody like Shannon Briggs on it, it would probably be that level of entertainment. So no doubt.
For real, it's gonna be amazing.
He certainly earned it because he wasn't supposed to win that fight. He was getting his ass whooped for the majority of it.
Big time, man. He really pulled that out. And at one point, I gave up on him. I was like, oh, here we go again. You know, he's getting manhandled, kind of like Mark Hunt did to him. But I was wrong. I was definitely wrong.
No doubt, man. It's funny. I didn't think he would win either. I could say I didn't think he'd win either, so he definitely came through.
That shit. This man is hilarious. He's literally holding his fight shorts. Just sitting there in the skinny. Let's fucking listen to Joe real quick. Hold on, the best interview ever too. I'm gonna give everyone credit. I'll tell you who the hell put this shit out there.
Take your pants off.
My balls was hot.
With the winner, Derrick Lewis. Derrick, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
That's gotta be a shirt, dude. If my balls was hot, isn't this shirt? People are fucking up. Holy shit. Okay, let's figure out who that was. That was follow at the champ side on Twitter. Gotta give him a follow for that shit, wherever they found that. And Luke Thomas puts out there, Derrick Lewis for president. And I said, let the record show Mr. Lewis is an avid Trump supporter. He's talking about fucking Trump called me. I got to take care of this Russian. Some crazy shit.
Oh, man. It's funny because you would think he would have other things on his mind, but at least he got that piece of business taken care of for the president.
Right? Well done. Peace versus Volkov look like if Dan and Jay would fight. Shit. All right, guys. We got much more tweets to come. Kind of lined it up. It might tell a little story. We'll see here. And here is Tony Ferguson. And this is Izzy at MMA Insider. And he says, when Tony Ferguson gets rocked.
When he gets rocked.
Pettis fucking rocked him, and he's just it's like he freaking succeeds.
Oh shit!
With his Granby rolls and all this crazy shit, where Rory McDonald epically failed. I can't explain it. Jay, can you explain it for the people, man? What the hell was happening?
It was the same like weird quirky shit he did, like with the fucking cartwheel and jumping off the cage trying to do the Showtime Pettis shit. I don't know what it is with Tony, but hey, whatever he does, it works. And I can see why at least people like Conor and Habib would be hesitant to fight him because the man's legitimately insane.
For real, dude. Legit insane. Doesn't have any rehab team. Who gets a knee injury and doesn't go to physical rehab, man?
Only comes back after like 4 months to put on a performance like that. But then again, Pettis is washed up anyway. So it was a good sparring match for Ferguson, even though he fucked him up. And by the way, Pettis quit on his stool. People should know that. Pettis quit.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Tony knocked him unconscious or knocked him to a TKO. No, Pettis quit on the stool. Pettis is a pussy.
With just a little convincing of his corner, he quit. Someone had brought that up. They're like, "What do you think of that?" They were kind of throwing that out there. That's like fucking Henry Hooft saying, "Don't quit, don't quit." Well, why are you even throwing that word out there, bro? Who said anything?
Right. It's like, don't quit, don't give up. And it's like, what? Then he goes out there and he does just that. He's just fucking, I'm done.
Al the Fish says it was a smart call. His hand was fooked. And so...
Oh, no.
Jay Force says the blood was flowing. Oh, and the blood got it. Fight of the night, I believe, is what that fight won. And rightfully so. Jay, dude... I didn't have a lot of great calls. I wasn't 100% on everything, but I called a couple of shit. I mean, I don't know if I should get any props for saying Ferguson versus Pettis was going to be a badass fight, though. I think anyone saw that coming.
Well, except for Kenshiro, who lost money on that fight when I told him not to put money on fucking Pettis. But other than the minute fraction of people that thought Pettis would win, that wasn't a surprise.
Not at all. Fucking Ferguson has elk blood in him. If anyone's listening to Joey Diaz out there, we all knew that shit was coming. What do we got? Don't matter, bitch says, I know you with the fatty. Really? Thinks I'm with a fatty.
Oh, no!
No! Jay, what's happening?
The fucking Browns just made a field goal that was partially blocked.
What?
It was partially blocked, and he made it, and that's the fucking game. Oh my god!
Damn!
What kind of shit? They blocked it, but he made it. What is that?
How close was the field goal?
It was like, I think 27 yards or something like that. But this kicker sucks. He missed like 2 of them.
Damn. Well, bummer, Jay. Sorry, man. I bet you feel like a Connor fan now.
But anyways, go ahead, because I'm disgusted by what I just saw. I'm disgusted.
Let's read some of the chat here.
Terrible.
Volkov is garbage human, says Staley. Craig Lee says Lewis, good dude with a straight up dude. Yeah, man, Lewis is awesome. Stewie's laughing. All the fights played out is exactly how I thought, says Kevin from Chicago. Connor didn't do nothing to deserve a rematch, says Pulse Resurrected. Pulse getting slightly ahead. Jay, what are you doing? Turn your shit sideways. Don't do that. Was a smart call, Alfish. Going back to that. Shit. Drunk Savage, Nick Newell tweeted out that he fights with one hand all the time. Dude, fucking Nick Newell turning into a heel is fucking awesome. I love it. I love it.
You know what? He might as well just embrace it at this point. What other choice does he have?
Oh, man. I've been watching Nick Newell talk shit to fans that want to talk shit to him, and it's some of the funniest shit ever. It's great, dude.
I've trolled him a couple times.
Oh, man. Okay, so let's keep going with this, though. And a little preview to this. Tension Nasagura is over there on Twitter saying Japan sure is peaceful. What the hell could he possibly be talking about? Well, let's get into
going to the fight. I would never go to this fight. I think there's
what?
I would not go to this fight for this reason. I'm a
First, we're going to listen to Brendan Schaub from the JRE MMA show number 43. And he makes this crazy prediction, Jay. We got to play it.
Complete pussy. I think something's going to happen in the crowd between the Russians and the Irish. I think that.
Why do you think that?
Just the animosity between the two. They hate each other so bad. If this fight happens for Conor, you're going to have upset Russians. If it happens for Khabib, you're going to have upset fucking Irish. I think it's gotten bigger than just a UFC fight.
Really?
I do, man.
So you don't.
It's so hostile.
You think you wouldn't go to this fight because the potential the violence breaks out?
Correct.
Crazy tweet there. Who's that from? TJ Hitchens over on Twitter posted that one out there. And Jay, he called some crazy shit, dude.
Khabib got the back. He's locking in the rear naked choke. Is Conor gonna tap again? Conor!
If you guys don't know what this is Vato Studios. Jesse, the leader of Mexican martial arts, and he does a live reaction, and he had an excellent reaction to Conor tapping over here. And since we can't play everything, let Jesse explain what plays out here.
Khabib's yelling at him. Herb Dean had to stand in the middle and stop him. Khabib took out his mouthpiece and threw it at somebody. I don't know if it's at Conor's corner or at Dana White or what. Not only did Khabib jumped out of the cage, he's going to go get somebody. Khabib's fighting. He's fighting somebody outside. Who's Dylan Dennis? Khabib was fighting with somebody and all the police had to get in. The fight's still going. And Conor's right there in the cage all scared. He always says, let's do it outside of the cage. Somebody just saw Conor. Khabib's teammates are fighting Conor.
Oh my gosh.
What the fuck?
Conor got socked. There's a bunch of people in the ring.
What the
Jay,
fuck?
what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? There's some crazy shit going on here, man.
Wow.
50 Cent's out here. 50 Cent is out here tweeting, tap, tap, tap. Get the strap. His fucking get the strap line has never been more relevant than this.
Oh man, if any, I'm surprised you didn't play. Oh, actually, no, we didn't get to that part yet. But the crowd fights, like the fighting at the weigh-in when that woman got slapped, and then that fight where that fat drunk Irish guy got knocked out by the Muslim guy in the fucking hallway of the lobby and shit. Oh my god.
Dude,
the fights after the fight happened was the funniest thing I had seen, man. People were getting knocked out left and right.
Guys, tweet me all of those links. I don't think I got those on.
Actually, go to my Twitter page. Go to my Twitter page. I basically retweeted all of them.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna keep going with this, but we'll do that at the end. Remind me at the end, and we'll go get all of the fights that happened in the crowd.
All right, good stuff.
Habib fucking through him, throws his mouthpiece towards Dylan Dennis. Dylan Dennis trying to mumble some shit at him. I have no idea, but dude,
in the rear.
This is pretty much Habib.
Is there no one else?
KO's Conor and goes over to his fucking corner. Who else wants some of this? But check this angle out. Look at this angle I got here.
Oh shit.
Here's Habib.
He flies right off of it and
dude flies.
He nearly stomps on him though.
Feet
he nearly
first,
stomps on him.
Talons first, just like an eagle would.
Honestly, I thought when he did that, I thought he was actually gonna land on him. Like he was gonna fucking jumping stomp right on the top of his head.
He's trying to kill him like it's Mario and he's stomping on a Koopa or something. Whatever the fuck those things are called. Oh my god. And hold on, there's more. There's much more of what we got here. But let's read the chat because you guys make this shit awesome. They said some of the guys don't like the Vato Studios guy. Whatever. He's a vlogger. Steve Sparks jumping in. What it do? I only know one Mexican named Jesse. That's so sad. True, dude. He should get beheaded by the cartel. Ferguson looked really good too, says Corey Hartsey. 100%. Ferguson looked fucking great. And man, I don't know what it is with Ferguson. You gotta hurt that guy before he finishes you on almost every single fight.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing about Ferguson. He hasn't lost that much, but in the fights he has lost, he pretty much got dominated. But in the fight like this was easy for him.
Right. Back
almost
to
too easy for him.
Justice refers to the purses are being helded. The Conor hype train is officially over, says Kevin from Chicago. That's not what Twitter says, bro. Those people are latching on like leeches to that shit.
Trust me, they're gonna reach high to try to give Conor chances, but Kevin's right. He's done for.
Yeah, I mean,
this is soul crushing.
Those guys are crazy. Yeah. They just want to see Conor take another L. Like it's really gonna go so much different. I don't know.
Absolutely. Shit, I know one thing. If Tony were to fight Conor now, Tony would probably kill Conor. I think Khabib and Tony's probably the best fight because if Conor fought Tony or even fought Nate at this point, the Conor from last night would get destroyed. So that was a bad showing.
Yes.
That was probably the worst showing in his career. I'd say, well, yeah, probably in his career so far.
All right, well, let's try and not miss out on a lot of what the chat is saying. But check this out. We got flying smash. And then a quote from Dylan Dennis. Oh, my God, Conor, help.
Yeah.
That was because_jiu-jitsu on Instagram. But Desmond Madden retweeting that to us on Twitter. Here's the footage of Conor. From the crowd. Right at Habib's camp, way before he gets sucker punched by the red-shirted dude who jumps over the cage into the octagon.
Right.
This happens before that. This is Conor, straight up gangster doing gangster shit to go help his boy. He gets up on the cage and says, "Oh, that's far enough. I don't want to go more." And then sees the guy and takes a cheap shot at him. Let's do it again for you.
Oh, absolutely. The excuse, though, is that people are going to say this was after Khabib already did it, but nope. Conor striking first.
So before Conor ever got a attacked. He was attacking. I didn't see this live. I only saw the red-shirted dude jump over and start throwing bombs on him. I was like, wait, who's he hitting? Fucking Conor, what? Last night was crazy, dude. I don't know if I've been so confused after a fight.
I mean, I don't know if I wouldn't say confused. Conor quit. Conor tapped out to a hold that wasn't fully applied. He quit. That part is evident. Mm-hmm. What happened after the fight, though, I mean, hey, you call a Chechnyan dictator out his name, you call Putin out of his name, they're going to send the bloodhounds after you. And that's essentially what we saw last night. You talk shit to the wrong people, the bloodhounds will come for your head. And where Habib comes from, he doesn't play that shit.
No, not at all.
So I know exactly what happened. Now, the only thing that's, left to think is Dana really going to go full nut hugger or full, what's the word I'm looking for? I would say probably full nepotism-like and give Conor his belt back or give Conor the belt despite the fact that he didn't win it. Or is he just going to strip him and make it vacant, or is he just going to find Khabib for this? Because we all know he's extremely salty about what happened. Not just the Conor loss, but the aftermath. Oh, shit.
I'm kind of excited to see what the fuck they try to do. Because who put it out there? Cub Swanson. I didn't get this tweet, but Cub Swanson says, I would just love to see punishments be equal for everybody. Whatever's going to happen, man. Because that's the thing. There's no equal punishment. You don't know what the fuck's going to happen if you do this, if you do that, yada, yada, yada. And
well, you have to understand, in this company, there is no such thing as equal punishment. You're punished if you don't make money for the company or if you don't do anything for the people in charge. Conor is their cornerstone and their poster boy, so he's going to be protected. Khabib violated that, so in the eyes of the boss, he's probably going to be punished worse than he should be. Like, we all know what's going to happen here. We all know what's going down. It's going to be some bullshit, though. Watch. There's going to be some bullshit.
Look at this tweet, though, that went viral, Jay. This is Drake when he saw Habib jumping over the octagon.
Yeah, that was Drake saying, you know what, I should get the bandwagon ready so Khabib is nice, ready to get out of the arena, because let's face it, he didn't leave there with Conor once he got choked out. He said, nope, I can't walk out with a loser tonight. That's how Drake does.
Real quick, right off that bandwagon.
Yeah, that's the Don King thing. You walk in with a champion, walk out with a champion.
Drunk Savage says, I blame Drake for all of this. Suspend the leprechaun, says Pulse Resurrected. Self-defense, says Staley. So maybe on top of the cage is what he's talking about, self-defense. But that's a preeminent strike, actually. That's punching someone before you get punched. I don't know. That's some... Anyway. Kevin from Chicago, I will read this comment. We do not co-sign on this, but Joe Rogan and John Anik, Jews, didn't want the Muslim to win. They had some bias-ass commentary, Jay. Did you hear Joe and them?
I mean, as if the Conor dick riding wasn't any more evident, they definitely wanted the hype machine and the poster boy to win. So Rogan was doing what his master Dana White told him to do. So yeah, I can agree. They didn't want the Muslim to win just because he's not the poster boy.
It was almost as biased as Mystic Moss on the call.
Oh, man.
Saying something, man.
And you heard a whole lot of bias on that side, too. But I understand it because I expected that from him.
No, 100%. 100%.
I expected that from him.
That's the difference.
He's going to ride Conor until the wheels fall off.
The picture's right above.
He's got to stick with it at this point.
That's why I got Colby right here. I'll be fucking rolling with Colby.
Exactly. I mean, you roll with Chael, you might as well roll with Kobe. I get that whole connection there. So, hey, you got to ride that bandwagon until the wheels fall off. Last night, it was not a good night, though, for him. And for Ireland. Ireland caught all types of L's all week. From that
Someone put out
Irish
there,
girl.
500 Russians, or no, 500 Irishmen, drunk Irishmen versus 10 Russians. I'll take the 10 Russians.
Oh man.
Dana White is gonna punish Habib, says Kevin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he will.
Corey says Conor has too much money in the end. And I saw that, is Conor actually going in there in his training camps and getting beat up like he needs to, getting wrestle fucked like he needs to be able to handle something like that?
I mean, I'll tell you what, if they ever fought again, it would be just as ugly. Probably even uglier.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I didn't see anything in that fight last night that made me think if a rematch happened, I would have confidence in the other side maybe winning. Like, if you think Conor would win a rematch, his nuts are clearly in the way of your eyes, because that's all you see are just Conor's nuts if you say some shit like that.
If someone thinks that in the chat, please let us know how he would win the rematch.
Right, because there was no evidence last night that makes me feel confident he would have a chance if they fought again.
Yes. Clocks says, I have no interest in seeing a rematch. I want Tony.
I agree.
Hey, man. Tony will not fight Conor because Conor loses 2 in a row, and with Dana, will puke. Right? Dude, do they even book Nate 3? Because what if Nate beats him?
Only reason you booked Nate 3 is because those two fights, they were a thing of glory. But like a fight like this, it was Conor getting basically getting abused. You know what I mean? The Nate Conor fight, you can't really say Conor got abused, except for the first fight when he decided to go for a takedown for some weird reason. But yeah, man, I think those two fights are different. So Nate, you can do that. But if he fights Tony, that's a travesty, and that's not even gonna be close. And if he fights Habib again, then he's just gonna get mauled again. So you might as well just have him fight Nate. I don't know what else you give him.
Should Nate even fight then? This 230 thing's so fucked up. You back out, you get the Conor fight almost.
Ooh.
If you win, you get the Conor fight. If you lose, do you get the Conor fight? If you
Well,
lose
technically,
Poirier?
well, technically, McGregor took an L. So if Diaz took an L, then that means two losers are about to fight each other for the third time.
I love it, and that makes complete sense. I don't. The fans don't think that way though. Fucking UFC doesn't think that way. I don't know. You could see, they never showed Nate any love. No love whatsoever. Fucking like TMZ and some other shows gave him some love, but that was about it. But there's so much tweet to get to.
A dream restored or hell unleashed?
Check this out, Jay.
Will it be what is, or will it be what has always been? There's a simple way to find out who truly belongs on the throne.
Did you hear that? This is that John Malkovich. Yeah. So before the pay-per-view starts, they play the promo package, right? I'm fucking streaming that shit, struggling to find my stream. I missed it. This is the John Malkovich tweet that went out there though via who was it? Jedi Goodman, I think, and he fucking totally calls it. Will it be whatever, your dream restored or hell unleashed? And we had some fucking hell up in there, Jay.
Well, it was hell all week if you think about it, because you had people fighting at the weigh-ins, you had people fighting on the strip before the fight even, before it was just fight week festivities and shit, and then it just all came to a head last night. So
right.
From the start, it was basically an environment of chaos that was created from the start. Damn right it was hell.
Right. Let's play that one more time for you guys.
A dream restored or hell unleashed? Will it be what is, or will it be what has always been?
All right, we can't play too much. That is a UFC fucking broadcast right there. And fucking Tommy Toehold over on Twitter says only one person could have prevented last night's insanity. And Jay, look at this. Fucking Dave Schauler.
Right. the one person you want to break up a fight like that, right? Of course.
Oh, Sigmund Judge, who do you book against Conor then? He really wants to know. I think it's the Nate fight. I think it's the Nate fight easy. That or fucking Mali Polinaji over in boxing. Does he even come back to MMA? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Boxing fight?
I have no idea, man.
Nah, just give him. Listen, the boxing fight was a nice experiment for one time only. Let's keep MMA fighters in the cage and boxers in the ring. Keep them away from each other.
All right.
Just go ahead and feed Conor Nate. I think that's the logical way to go.
Sorry for my blasphemy, Jay. Sorry for my blasphemy.
Oh no. It's a good idea. I just hope it doesn't happen. It's just one of those things I hope doesn't happen. But hey, you never know.
The Pulse says Conor is done fighting. He'll be on next season's Dancing with the Stars. I don't think so. I was joking around and I called the radio and told him that Conor's going to get beat so bad he's going to quit. But he didn't. He didn't get the chance to get fucking smashed. He tapped out before that could happen.
Well, technically that is quitting because he tapped to a hold that wasn't fully applied. That means instead of using any sort of submission defense or fighting spirit, he said, you know what, I'm going to bail. And he did some proper tapping.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you.
To cap it all off.
Quit.
He did quit.
Talking some fucking sense into me, Jay. Thank you.
He definitely quit, no question. Anyone that tells you anything different is just trying to skew the details of what really happened.
Right? And shout outs to Dan Tom on Twitter. He's like, can't we give everyone, or can't we give both people props? Can't we give both fighters props? I thought that was an excellent line. And I said, yes. I have yet to find anyone in MMA media, though, that can deliver that with any kind of consistency. And we all have our we're all biased one way or another. You know you're going to come here and you're going to get some Habib time news. You're going to get some Colby. And yeah, if we had someone that was totally impartial, that would be kind of cool because we could reach out to them. What the hell do we do here? And then boom, they could be our fucking voice of reason. But they don't exist currently in MMA. Right. I don't know them at least. But let's move on. Here's a tweet from one Mac Tavish, and he took a little screenshot of the fight here, and he wrote in, Dana, help! And it's Conor trying to reef himself up from one of them takedowns as Habib is just being relentless, holding him down. Great tweet there. And then Scott Bond with this masterpiece here right after the fight, and he just says, owned. And that's Herb after he had to reef Habib off of Conor. Habib wasn't fucking around.
Not at all.
Bruh, look at this dude. Wait till you see the... No. Look at the top of his head. Look at his lips.
This guy's fucking freaking out.
Oh, man.
Shout out to this dude. Who was that?
Wow.
That was Manu Ether on Twitter. G2 Rock
Look at this
Boy,
dude.
C83.
Wait till you see the... No.
He wasn't having it, man. He was on the Habib bandwagon. And man, it's so fun. I can't wait until people get the compilation videos made and we can watch all the reactions of the Conor fans. And then all the reactions of the Habib fans, man. It's going to be fucking fantastic.
It's going to be hilarious more than anything.
Oh my God. And Jay, here's Zombie Prophet. And he cut this clip here. Watch closely. This is the aftermath. And what's going on here? Kavanaugh's reaction to the brawl is priceless.
He's like, fuck this. I want no part of that fight.
I sit right here.
Right. He's like, I want no part of that, man.
He's fucking sat down. Oh my God. BLT says Conor did slip. In that knockdown. He slipped.
Right.
That was like when Rumble caught DC, says Pulse. Connor flew.
Oh, man.
Oh, shit. That was a clean shot, says Stewie. I have slipped like that before, says Staley. Connor's going to get cauliflower cheek. He's like, I don't know what to do with my hands here. Did he pull the fucking Luke Rockhold? Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Now we need to see Dylan Dennis knock out for the trifecta. Gallagher, McGregor, Dennis.
Yeah, he's next. It almost happened last night, too.
Ooh.
Too bad it did. Too bad it didn't, though, but it almost did.
Too bad, man. Okay, what else we got over here? Oh, wait for it. But it adds to the storyline. Says no turn unstoned. Jay over on Twitter. And it's fucking funny MMA over on Instagram, I think. And it's Dana. When you realize promoting the fight off of a felony assault might have been a bad idea.
Right.
He's scratching his head, man. He doesn't know what's going on here, Jay.
It's like he doesn't even know what to do at this point, man. He's like, what the hell? I didn't bank on this.
Anderson gone. GSP doesn't want to fight for me. John Jones is kind of back, but he doesn't want to fight because I don't want to give him pay-per-views. Ronda gone. Connor's taken more L's than fucking anyone lately. Jesus. It's not looking good, man.
Doesn't look good at all. It's not a good look.
What else we got? Ally Kenta over on Twitter. Ha ha ha. One day notice McGregor, you tapping pussy. Ally Kenta is a goddamn savage.
He's right.
And man how about let's keep referencing how long the real estate guy made it with him. Let's keep degrading Ally Kenta, even though he has got an excellent record in the UFC. Just because he's got some beef with the UFC because they don't pay him enough, all of a sudden we gotta fucking throw him down in the rankings, act like his fucking accomplishments are bullshit. Ally Kenta went 5 rounds on 1 day notice.
Oh, well, you could leave the disrespect into the UFC because they're gonna slap Al in the face as much as possible. I think everybody else has got some respect for him. At least now they do.
Hopefully. Clocks thinks that Tony would be a slight favorite over Habib. I don't know if you look him as a favorite though, dude. He's literally got to get fucking rocked just to get into the fight and just about finish it. That's crazy. That's a crazy guy to bet on.
Yeah, it's a risky bet to make, but I can see why maybe you consider taking it.
Yeah, for real. Okay. He was fighting off the choke. That wasn't a tap, says Staley. Dude, Connor lacks all ability to hand fight, and it's kind of alarming. If I was a Connor fan, I would be a little concerned, man. I really would.
Well, here's the thing about Connor fans. His nuts are blinding their immediate vision, so they'll never see that. You know what I mean? They'll never see it. Why do you think so many of them were willing to get knocked out for him, despite the fact that he quit on all of them? Blind leads the blind, man.
I had to put it in perspective to people, Jay. I was like, Connor is 2-3 since moving up from 145. And to quote the great Nate Diaz, you beat a bunch of midgets. Now you're up here. I forget his real quote. Man, I should have pulled that shit. I forget exactly what he said.
No, that was it. He beat up a bunch of midgets.
And who are your training partners and shit? Which was pretty good. What else we got?
Can you hold on for what? Can you hold on for 1 second, please?
Yeah.
I'll be right.
All right, let's watch. This is live, or this was this morning from Russia. In Dagestan. This is a caravan. A Habib fan. A What goddamn happened? Jack this from someone's Twitter out there, and we got footage of what looks like movie theaters. There's footage of what looks like movie theaters out there. Here it is. Let's go back to the beginning. Look at that reaction. Now they're pointing at the screen, freaking out. What the fuck's going on? Even the Habib fans had to stop their celebration for the fucking madness of what the hell is going on here. Yo, the MMA Holes drops by, though, and he wants everyone to go to the MMAholes.com and let everyone know what they think. Check the MMA Holes community section. I'd like to hear your thoughts. So everyone go and do that. And Jay's back. Jay, I just played the footage of the movie theater where all the Habib fans were while they watched it and their reaction to all this nonsense. Oh, can't turn it down. And Kaposa over on Twitter, this was his take. He says, this doesn't stain Habib's performance. Sorry, the event was fucking promoted with Habib throwing a hand truck at Habib through a bus window. I'm not saying what happened was right, but this is reality. Trying to drop some knowledge in there to everybody. Jay, do we got your audio? Uh-oh, Jay, what happened? Call us back. The audio's dead.
Wait, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
All right. Okay, good stuff. I can hear you.
All right. He said the community section, this is Mystic Moss, the community section on YouTube, I put the scorecard. Jay, is the scorecard relevant in a fight that was finished? I just need to check real quick.
Yeah, this is reaching. I'm sorry. So much for Khabib never lost a round. That's reaching.
Hey, they can't take an L on every single... How about that, ladies and gentlemen? After a crazy night, Conor fans are out trying to persecute Habib fans and his supporters. Sit down and take the L, bitches. And man, I've never seen anything like this since the Hillary fans took an L, dude. 2 years later, they can't fucking let it go. You still got to hear Russia, 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 Russia. And now the Conor fans, bro. Here we are again. Russia, 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 Russia. He lost, but he lost one round, Jay! He lost one round!
That's like Chael Sonnen saying, I beat Anderson Silva for 4 rounds, but I tapped in the 5th. And I thought I won the fight because I won 4 rounds out of 5 and only tapped in the 5th.
Yep.
What? As soon as you tap out, you're done.
Yep.
What kind of logic is that?
That's just when you cannot legitimately give a man his props, you have to go and make light of the man's loss somehow. You see this with Sage Northcutt. You see this with Paige Van Zandt. You're going to see it with Conor McGregor. No matter what fucking happens, this is going to happen. No one runs out and fucking defends, the people that people hate out there, the Werdooms, the Colbys, the Chaels. They don't get this defense like this.
Damn right.
Round 3 was the GOAT round.
Yeah, that was the round he started doing some proper McTapping. Or at least he was on his way to it.
That's about right. I agree.
Hey, it is what it is. Sorry. It is what it is. Your boy quit.
Man, at least JBH kept it real. And she was rooting for Habib. So I get where she's coming from because I'm in the same
She called him out on his bias. Yeah, she called him out on his bias. She's like, your commentary is biased as shit right about now.
Right? And then what happened 2 minutes later?
After that, Moss's head was in his hands. He's like, shit, my boy just quit on me. He quit on me again.
The shit happens. Just acknowledge the truth afterwards.
I understand you have to hold on to whatever small victories you can find, but damn, that's reaching right there, bro. Just a little bit.
That was just trolling. Total domination in round 3. You got dropped by a wrestler. How about that? What else we got? Give props where props are fucking due, though, Jay. Okay, let's do this, bro. Conor McGregor didn't press charges, but Michael Chiesa did. This man got assaulted by 2 people in the cage live on TV. He didn't press no charges.
Damn right. I don't know what. Honestly, I don't expect anything different from a mama's boy. He seems like the type of guy that would do some stupid shit like that. Oh, fuck.
Good take, Jay. Good take. What more do you expect from a mama's boy? But Jay, let's get fucking real, bro. Okay, let's get real. These Conor fans want it. They want to see him get smashed again. There is only one way that this can happen, and that's with the fucking hell on a cell. You got to put a cage over the cage, brother. No one's leaving once the cage door shuts. What say you, man? Let's go back to that photo. And this is via Steel City Dan over on Twitter. God damn it. All right, it doesn't want to fucking show it. Motherfucker. Jay, can you make a comment on Habib's cuddling of McGregor? Him snuggling and cuddling. It seemed to be pretty fucking effective. What do you think?
Wasn't he doing a lot of snuggling and cuddling with bears as a child? I mean, that's pretty much what his whole game in life was wrapped around, wasn't it? So, I mean, I don't know. If you do that for 27 fights and you win 27 fights, sounds like what you're doing is effective. I don't know if that's hugging and cuddling, though. And especially when I saw Conor's head hitting the ground, I'd say at least a good 10, 15 times, maybe more than that. I kept seeing that head of his whip back like he was in a car accident. You know what I mean? So, like, if he was huddling and cuddling, that's like watching a John Fitch fight. Because John Fitch will hug and cuddle, but he won't punch anybody. At least Habib had enough nerve to make sure Conor's head was bouncing all over the place. So he did something right.
Fuck yeah.
If anything.
Man, those shots he was landing on Conor when Conor was down, just left, right. Those were brutal. I'm surprised we didn't get any elbows raining down on him. Moss asks a great question, though. which is what's next, and specifically Habib versus GSP. What do you think? I've seen a lot, and I could give a lot of credit to this. I think GSP was going to come back if Conor won and face him, but with Habib, I don't know if he wants that.
I believe he already turned it down before, didn't he?
Before he beat McGregor.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, the stocks rise, right?
Yeah, but I mean, Tyron Woodley, well, actually, never mind. That's not a good comparison. Yeah, he might be swayed by it, but does he really want to go through that? Can he actually make it to 155 pounds, or will they fight at a weight class of 170 just for super fight purposes? There's a lot of parameters you have to iron out for a fight like that.
Oh my gosh, dude! Listen to Stewie in the chat. And he's referencing McGregor not pressing charges. He said, "How would it look if McGregor tapped and rotted out someone on the same night?" So if he went to the cops and tapped on the same night, you just can't do it.
Oh shit!
You know,
That's
Habib
funny.
was so live for bettors. My fight time, Habib, was 205. Kind of betting, says Clocks. Clocks, what? Speak more truth. You think Habib weighed 205? I'm pretty sure Habib isn't close to 200 like he used to be. He's at like 185 pounds now.
Yeah, I don't know where you got 205 from. You might be, yeah, I don't know where the fuck you thought that. It's not Gleason Tebow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Boy, Mike H jumping in here says, "What's up, Dan and Jay? What's up, Mike?
What's up? What's going on?"
And Jay, would you say a good fight card or a great fight card?
It kept my attention for the whole night, and there was nothing but finishes up and down. So I'd say it's probably one of the more entertaining cards we've had in a while. Definitely, I would say it's close to great. It was really good.
Hell yeah. I mean, what was the low point? It was like Volkov and Lewis fucking gave us a third round finish in the last seconds?
Let's see. What low point is there? I don't know if there really was one. Not that I can think of.
The ladies
Actually,
fight?
no, I don't think that was a low point because Tanya Evinger deserved to have her face caved in, so I was happy to see that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything bad here.
Dude,
anything bad that could be said.
Even the Fight Pass ones that we thought were going to be some can wars, each of them got a fucking shin kick to the head finish. That was crazy.
Yeah, top to bottom, man, it's definitely one of the best. It's definitely one of the best UFC cards that have been staged in a long time.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Back to the chat. I can't stand all the Muslims in the chat, says Staley. What? I was so disappointed in McGregor fight at the very end, says Mike H. I mean, was that even a jaw crank? A true like neck crank like it was supposed to be, Jay? Or did he quit?
No,
like
that was supposed to be like a rear naked choke he was going to work in, and McGregor quit before the choke could be fully applied. And mind you, he quit when Nate Diaz put him in a choke but didn't even fully lock it in. He didn't try to hand fight or anything. He just quit. So it's not like this is the first time he's ever done it. He's done it before. He bailed. He realized he was going to look. He didn't have the cards to play, and he folded.
Guys, help us out. Why does Conor have 2 jiu-jitsu coaches?
Because his jiu-jitsu is trash, so he needs one. he needs one to watch him, and one to actually teach him the movements. Like one to teach him what to do, the other to watch him to make sure he's doing it properly. Because his jiu-jitsu is that much trash.
It's so crazy to go back and listen to how much truth Nate Diaz spits all the fucking time. It's crazy, man.
All
right.
funny.
What else we got in chat? Well, he didn't jump over the octagon clocks, so they're referencing Conor at least didn't jump out of the cage. Vicente Luque should have gotten knocked out of the night. Yeah, what the hell, dude? He left Jamal dead. How about that?
But the question is, who is Vicente Luque? Did you know who that was before this card started?
Yeah, but I'm a sicko, so my voice doesn't count.
Well, yeah, there is that. But how much knowledge did you have of him? I should ask that question.
Luque, my research back to him, I have him highly ranked on my potential 165-pound rankings because I thought there was a chance he might be able to make it. Because when I looked at his record, it was insane. He's got like maybe one loss in the UFC, like now 6 wins in a row or something crazy.
Okay, so he did just start a guy. Where is he ranked, or is he even ranked?
No, people don't know him.
Damn. Yeah, so that's probably why he kind of got undercutted, but he definitely did have like knockout of the night. But a lot of people got head kicked tonight, especially Gray Maynard, who, by the way, should retire. That was probably the ugliest fight of the night, if we're being honest.
Gray just can't take a punch anymore, dude. He gets one fucking shot to his head, and you can tell he's not 100%. I mean, I don't expect him to be 100%, but he's not even close to it at that point in time.
Staley says, "Can you stop showing that photo, please?"
What, Staley? What's so bad about it? You want me to take your boy out? Would that help?
He's like, "Please stop showing that."
We'll just act like he's looking down on whoever, right? There you go.
Oh, man. That's funny.
Man, they can promote Habib Tony now. Give us the fight we want. Never want to see Conor fight Habib again. And I mean, if you never want to see Conor take an L like that again, that's really what you should think. You should be on the same wagon as our man right there in the chat.
Damn right. And besides, it's not like we didn't try to warn you guys yesterday. We had a feeling this would happen.
Man, I've been.
I was on the fence myself, but I eventually went with Habib. So I feel proud about that.
Dude, I went so far out on that Habib limb. I was out there fucking 2 weeks ago.
Oh, man. I was about to say, you were holding on to it pretty strong, so when he won, I know you were excited.
Fucking A. And then that really quickly went away because of some bullshit.
I'm sorry, but if you talk bad about somebody with power, in this case, a dictator in Chechnya, expect the bloodhounds to be sent after your head. I mean, Conor said a lot of foul shit, and I don't know why he thought he would get away with that. No matter who you are. If you mess with the Russian mob, or if you mess with people with some powerful Russian ties or European ties, your head is going to be served on a platter. And they tried to kill that man.
Dude, I can't remember for the life of me who I called, but it was either Luke, MMA Junkie. I don't think it was Moss's show. And I was like, guys, Habib's crew is a ride or die crew that will die for him. They will kill for him too. Yep. Habib's got Conor's got a bunch of loud ass fans that are like fucking Drake. They're bandwagon ass motherfuckers, man. Like where's all Ronda's fans? Are they even around anymore, or are they just gone? She left. She's gone.
Ronda's fans have done one of two things. They have either fallen off the face of the earth, or they have followed her to the WWE, and they're trying to convince people that she's the baddest woman on the planet, but in a staged environment. It's pretty sad. The ending is not good.
I've even seen the ones who just completely will downplay everything that she did too. Like, man, you guys are fucked
absolutely.
up, dude.
Oh, listen, if you tweet out a picture of Ronda Rousey or a gif of her getting kicked in the head, do you understand the amount of denial that will come back your way? It'll make you laugh, because it's like, if only you people understood. Only you WWE people understood.
Wait, what's Pulse saying? Pulse, me, Day, and Jan were the only ones who picked him. I do remember Pulse for sure was on our bandwagon. I'm pretty sure Junk Savage was on the Connor wagon too. Maybe I'm incorrect here.
I believe he was, but I think, I'm not too sure.
Without any evidence, I won't claim that for certain.
Right.
But he is saying Khabib and his crew is going to enjoy the hard time they're getting.
Well, the good news about that is Habib won't have to worry about the $2 million he's going to lose, because that dictator's going to pay him good money for what he did last night after the fight.
Hold on, I didn't read the whole thing. He said they're going to have a hard time getting back into the U.S. after this. Okay, that makes a ton of sense.
Oh, absolutely.
Junk says yes. Sadly, he did pick Connor. It was his first time, though. So, that sucks, dude. You know, you fucking get proven wrong time and time again, and then you finally pick him and he loses.
Right, and it's not even that. It's the fact that he lost because he quit. He essentially quit on you, Drunk Savage. I know that feels terrible. He quit on you. I know you'll never bet on him again.
Yes. Kevin from Chicago. I told you McGregor and Till were overrated.
That's true. Kevin from Chicago also said that McGregor wasn't going to win. He was another one.
I can't remember a lot. You know me, Jay. I'm fucking smoke a lot of weed.
Yeah, that's all good. I don't know how I remember that, though, but
Mike H is out saying he even picked Connor over Floyd.
Oh. Ouch. Now, that one I know hurt.
Dude,
just a little
fucking... How can you not win with those hammer punches, Jay? Come on now. That was the secret sauce, brother.
It's the secret sauce, but boxing is so strict. If you do that, they will disqualify you. And that referee was like, no, you will not hit that old man in the back of the head. No, you won't do it.
Hey, Jay, hold on. Let's give some more props to Connor because he took a round off of Floyd. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm getting red. Woo. I hope all the Connor fans are here. They're being really quiet.
Oh, man. People that support Connor are going to hate us after this.
Drunk Savage, I'm not even going to waste my time on his whiskey now. Dude, this shit is terrible. Anyone who will tell you the honest truth told you it's terrible.
Oh, man. Honestly, you're better off drinking urine from a trough than drinking proper 12. You're better off. You're better off drinking like Flint silver water out there in Michigan than drinking that shit.
God damn, Jay.
Drink some of that brown water out in Flint. You'll feel better than you will drinking proper 12. Shit.
Holy smokes. Yo, but check out this graphic. Let's go to where I got this. MMA on Point, an excellent YouTube channel out there, always putting out top 10 videos and shit. He referenced this here in the making of his shit talking what fucking Connor really meant video, whatever. And it's someone on the underground put this up. And it's everybody in the top 10 and what wins they actually hold in lightweight, Jay. Because lightweight is one of the most fucking confusing divisions and most stacked divisions to where does one guy stand? It's so hard to really fucking tell. So let's give everyone a perspective here. from the bottom going up, number 3, Dustin Poirier holding a win over Eddie Alvarez most recently, Justin Gaethje recently, and Dustin Poirier. He's got some good skins on his belt, man. But Dustin Poirier has lost to someone up above him, as you guys will see. From there, though, we go to Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson, what? 11 fights in a row at lightweight now?
Pretty much. I believe it's like a 9 or 11.
It's 10 or 11, whatever the fuck it is. I think he is now tied with Max Holloway for the most victories in the UFC. Holloway had it. He was almost 1 or 2 ahead, but he's just been so inactive. He's got to fucking chase that record again. So tune in for that shit, man. One day, Tony versus Max. That would be insane. Oh, and if we can't get Habib versus Tony, Tony versus Max is the fight I want. I'm just throwing that out there right now. But Tony holds wins over Kevin Lee and Edson Barbosa. Let's now add Pettis to that list. So him and Dustin Poirier got a very, very similar record in the division. Or just skins, not record. Then Conor McGregor got to win over Alvarez, got to win over Poirier, got to win over Diaz. But most importantly now, Habib at the top, Edson Barbosa, Ali Akinta, and Conor McGregor. And how do you treat this, Jay? Because should we really treat this like fucking Highlander, bro? When you beat a guy, you get all of his skins added on top of yours as well? Because that's a good list to add to Habib's, man. Or do you only give him the prop for the McGregor win? Is it style makes fights? And MMA math doesn't work that way.
Well, considering the fact that Habib is undefeated and nobody has beaten the guy, you have to put him at the top of the list. And he should be able to get priority of whatever can he chooses at this point in time. But as far as who should be next to face him, I mean, it's not good when Poirier is in the conversation. That probably shouldn't happen. I don't really know. Like, I don't really know how to stack it up at the top. All I know is with Habib, you have to give him the credit. Just and the fact that he's never lost.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
So it should just be easy pickings, man. I don't know. All right, so like looking at the list right now, look at this shit.
Ben Shipman jumping in here. Frank Pavon in the chat. Frank, what's Frank up to?
What's up,
Saying
Doctor?
what's up to Justice, Drunk, and Pulse.
What's up?
Michael Anzalone has a comment, though. Clocks, just real quick. I didn't mean anything by the Habib comment earlier. I was just trying to do a topic. I don't think his legacy is in jeopardy. I just want the topic, and I was curious about it. Mikey, thanks for the topic. We missed that shit. He wants to know, can this tarnish Habib's legacy?
No, because he beat the guy. It's not going to be an asterisk or anything. It's only going to tarnish him if they strip him of the belt, like if they do something stupid like that. But if he remains champion and they just like fine him or something, then no, this doesn't mess with him. One thing's for sure though, now that Conor just lost, he needs to be moved down the rankings. I know rankings don't mean shit, but you need to move the man down. He just took a massive L.
Dude, hold on, Jay. Hold on, bro. Are you telling me Conor's not number 2 pound for pound or whatever?
No, I'm not talking about pound for pound. I mean at lightweight.
Okay.
Like, right. Yeah. Pound for pound altogether, that's a different conversation. But as far as lightweight goes, move the man down the list.
And
like,
Staley,
bump him all the way down.
John Kavanaugh was scheduled to be on the JRE tomorrow. I did see that floating around the Twitter sphere somewhere. The governor of Nevada running from the arena isn't a good look, though. So if you listen to, was it Dana's interview with somebody? I think he mentioned that the governor left the arena.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, hey, with the display like that, wouldn't you? Especially if you're just like, if you're the governor and you see this, I'm pretty sure they were not happy. And I'm sure ESPN's probably looking at this like, oh shit, we have a gold mine on our hand. But then again, they're Disney, so they're gonna try to water it down even more now. It seems like the little.
I was thinking that. I was like, how does ESPN feel about this? How
Oh,
does Disney feel about this right now?
ESPN and Disney, they like the attention, but what they're doing now is figuring out how they can water down the product even more before it becomes theirs next year.
No.
So what we're seeing trust me, ESPN would hate a situation like this. If two of like Oscars boxers from Golden Boy, or if a Golden Boy put on an event, and let's say it was a main event of an ESPN card, and the two fighters started brawling in the stands with everybody, ESPN would try to literally cover it up as much as possible, because they try to go by the squeaky clean image now that they're affiliated with Disney and the Jew that runs that shit. So I'm telling you, man, they're looking at this like, okay, how can we prevent this from happening in the future once it becomes our official responsibility?
For real?
Yeah. Hey, it looks good on paper now because of ratings and attention, but ESPN's going to look for a way to try to prevent this in the future.
Man, that is terrifying to think about, to be honest.
It is.
Frank Vavon, strip him, and Conor gets the belt. It's the right decision. Jay, you know this is getting floated around in the fucking offices somewhere.
He said strip him and get the belt to Conor.
As unbelievable as that sounds, as truly unfucking believable as that sounds. Wrath of Raider, Conor fans are salty.
Yes.
Oh, they're so salty, Raider. It's amazing. I was getting a little, man, I could take a loss. So I wasn't really worried about it going way out there on that Habib limb. But fucking, it was so worth it because Conor fans cannot take a loss. And fucking, I'm here to, I can't wait to hear them all eat crow. This is gonna be amazing, Jay.
Well, what you're gonna hear is not only are you gonna hear them attempt to try to eat crow, they're gonna try to make so many excuses to justify everything Conor did. So it's gonna be funny to see the delusion spill out. But you can tell in their faces that they're just so fucking angry about it. Oh man, it's gonna be good.
27-0. 27-0, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy, it's gonna be an interesting week, man. You're gonna hear a lot of delusional shit over the next, I'd say 7 days, folks. Gonna hear some real delusional shit.
Hopefully I will spend my time wisely and just go back and clip out everyone's delusional pics of Conor so then I can roast them on Twitter. That's really what I want to do. I did not plan hard or good enough though, because I could have a whole list of like, oh, all these motherfuckers.
You got that right.
Jay smoking that good shit.
Damn right. I tell you what though, like the one thing I'm looking forward to the most when it comes to people that are Conor fans giving their opinions on this, what I look forward to the most is their justification of how a guy with Conor's stand-up ability has basically dedicated his entire time to stand up, but has never bothered to wrestle or put in time with jiu-jitsu or hand fighting. And I would love for them to explain how their boy did not quit, despite the fact that this is the second time he tapped out to a submission that wasn't fully applied. He essentially bailed twice. So I would love to hear the explanation on that. I would love to hear how tough he is when the man quit 2 straight times in a row. Well, not 2 straight times, but in his 2 losses in the UFC, he quit. So I would love to hear the justification of all that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you justify it though. I mean, it is what it is. The man quit in front of the world and had one of the worst showings he's probably had. But fans of his are not going to say that. They won't say it out loud anyway.
Was this the biggest stage of his life? And was it the worst showing? Because last time, obviously the biggest, I don't know. A lot of people will, I think I would be crazy to say that this was bigger than Floyd versus Conor on the main stage. And so in that, he loses via what? The fucking doctor stopped it or whatever. He was still on his feet, actually, when they rung that fight off. He was taking shots. He was fucking completely done and over. It was by no means a bad stoppage. But he didn't get KO'd. He didn't get submitted. Was this the worst loss for him on the main stage?
And you have to take into account he's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter. So the expectations of him actually beating Floyd were little. The only people who really thought he could win were people that were hardcore supporters of his. Anybody that looked at it from a more of a common sense standpoint, it's like, okay, this is not his sport and this is not his style. Clearly, he's not going to win against the greatest in that sport of this generation. This fight, this is an MMA fight, his environment, his rules, his atmosphere. The man's got his whiskey plastered all over the damn octagon. This is his moment, and he choked. This is not only the worst performance, it's the biggest disappointment of his career. Because at least the Diaz fight, it was put together last minute. You know, he, once again, taking a short notice fight. Shit happens. This one, he was prepared for it, and he had a terrible showing. So there are no excuses here. He fought like shit yesterday. Straight up.
I agree with Jay, says J4. And let's jump into what Clock said up here. Wait, he should be stripped? Man, I was listening to MMA on Sirius, and they do a post-fight show, and Sean O'Connell is out of his fucking mind. That guy has left the UFC and lost sight of whatever MMA is in the world. That motherfucker needs to be pulled off of the goddamn channel, in my opinion. Anyway, wait, he should be stripped? So he does something not premeditated, like Conor, who crossed half the fucking globe to assault a bus of people, gets hand slapped, and Conor should be punished? Please. Clocks, let's go one further. I heard that when shit like this goes down, the commission holds your money. They hold your purse. They don't hand everything out. Like if you pop for a drug test, they hold Lesnar's purse, whatever the rumor was. Apparently, they've already released Conor's money, and they're still holding Habib's. So ain't that some fucking bullshit?
Well, to be fair, Habib is not worried about it because he carried out the hit that him, Putin, and Kadyrov wanted to have happen to McGregor. So he's going to get some under-the-table money waiting for him when he gets back to his home country. So I don't think he's too worried about getting paid. At least in the public eye, he's going to pretend like he is, but in reality, he's not. He's getting that under-the-table money.
Bro, Conor broke the law. The law goes both ways. Well said. Well said by some critically thinking people out there. Under the table money, says Vlad.
Exactly.
He loves it.
You know, that little handshake, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, this meeting never happened type of deal. That's what's going to happen.
Dude, Cocoa Butter says, crank is a hell of a drug. Holy fuck. So, Jay, I got this feeling, bro. I'm sitting there watching the broadcast, and we're doing our hype or whatever. We're talking about the pay-per-view before we're getting started, and it's John, it's fucking Dominic on each side, and Joe Rogan's in the center. And Joe Rogan, like, was fidgety as a motherfucker. I don't know if he had adrenaline going because he was hyped, or if Joe's hanging out with the celebrities doing some yayo in the back.
No, somebody put some Sherm in his weed. That's what happened.
Sherm his weed?
Sherm. Somebody gave him some Sherm. When you start shaking and quivering like that, that man's been smoking Sherm.
If you do not smoke this, we have got a problem, Joe. Oh, man. But what? Someone else jumped in the chat. What did they say? They said, I've never liked MMA more. Who the fuck was it? Anyways, Some great comments up in here. Great chat we got going on, Jay. Putin called him at the presser. So at the presser, Conor really wants it to be known that, hey, I'm out here taking pictures with Putin. I'm out here in his club box during the fucking World Cup or whatever, spitting fucking shit, whatever. And even pushes Habib into trying to get him to disrespect his president. And he's like, no, I just don't want to take pictures with anybody. It's like, why? Why? Tell us. And then afterwards, we get news, at least from Habib, that Putin called him to personally thank him for what just happened. Because let's get fucking real, Jay. I don't know who has said this, but it's weird how, like, politics do kind of get played out on the main stage in the Olympics and shit like that. And Russia getting to host the Olympics is a big fucking deal. And Russia getting their athletic fucking people pulled from the Olympics, not able to even compete under their banner, a big fucking deal. And here's Habib, the biggest MMA fight ever, maybe. I don't know, in case of 2 European fighters, I don't know the Europe scene. Maybe the biggest combat sports fucking fight between 2 European guys. And Russia wins.
Hey, look, I'll put it to you like this. The only reason that Putin called Habib was to let him know, like, congratulate him for carrying out the deed that those two had planned under the table. And he said, look, when you come back here, I'll have your money waiting for you. This phone call never happened. Click.
Habib went and fucking told everyone at the presser.
No. He just told everyone he called him and thanked him, but he didn't mention the money part. But we know.
Oh, shit. Man, with a win like this, hopefully fucking ACB starts throwing on shows every week again. They're not back to just once every month.
I'll tell you what, man. With this type of victory, it's going to put Habib on the map. It's going to put his country on the map. It's going to put MMA in Russia on the map. So hopefully the dictator can get his shit together and get his money together and at least have ACB run, not on the basis it once was, but at least, 1 or 2 shows a month, something like that. To where it can... Right, to where it can be like an actual constant force. It's not just, one event for every 2 or 3 months or something like that.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you guys what. Me and Jay are going to come at you for 9 more minutes. You got 9 more minutes to put questions and comments in the chat for us to respond to. Jay, we basically hit him with 2 hours of programming if they're watching TV.
You're welcome, Exactly. You are welcome, world.
Yeah,
I actually should be eating dinner right now, but you are all welcome. I'll eat once I'm done with this.
And, man, there was few people out there willing to go to bat for Habib in the media and fucking let people know that this dude's a star. This dude is some legit-ass shit out there. It's almost like Nate Diaz was getting downplayed going into that. Nate Diaz had to come out and tell you, yo, this is the Diaz show too, motherfuckers. And the pay-per-views prove that, dude. 1.5, 1.6 million. No other Conor opponent has done that. Not the first fight in New York. Not Eddie Alvarez. Not multiple title fights.
Not even Aldo, right?
Not even Aldo. The greatest fucking featherweight WBC and the early UFC eras ever known. And, man, I think Luke was going to bat for Habib, really trying to let people know that this motherfucker is real out there. Props to Gorgeous George from MMA Junkie Radio. He was picking Habib. I know for sure he picked Habib. I think he was even trying to tell people, too, how big Habib is. Just go to his Instagram. Look at how many followers he's got on Instagram. That's all you got to do. I think he's Conor, Ronda, Habib, the biggest stars that the UFC's ever known.
Oh, I just saw a very good question real quick. Sigmund Judge says, okay, serious question. Are you concerned about the kind of people involved in modern MMA, dictators, suspected terrorists, the fighters who attack Conor's criminal records, etc.? The answer is yes. It's just like with boxing. When boxing got big, the mob had their hands all the way inside of it. And in some ways, they still have a presence today in the form of promoters. So, absolutely, I could easily see terrorists. I can see mobsters. I can see international organized crime members easily getting involved in this, especially in the underground. It could get ugly the bigger it gets. So yeah, I believe it, and I'm concerned about it because you know what you're gonna start seeing. Actually, we already saw it with that one Korean fighter named Tae Bang who fought at UFC South Korea, and now he's in prison for fixing a fight. Well, he took money to fix a fight, and at the last minute, he decided not to take a dive. But we're gonna see more of that. With like the more influence you have in a sport like this, the more likely it is that you're gonna see corruption. You're gonna see a lot of manipulation, and you're also gonna see a lot of deceit and a lot of deception, especially towards fans and people that invest in the sport. So yeah, there is some concern. What do you think about it, Dan?
I would say, well, what's different? What's different with MMA? What's different with combat sports? Has it ever not been this way? Has it ever been any different? Please let me know. There's the Yakuza with Pride. There's rumblings of fucking Dana White and the Fertitas, fucking mob ties, whatever the fuck. It's everywhere, dude. There's nothing different. I really want to know, was it ever any different? Jay, of course, I side with you on the concerns and everything there. And it's a big problem that the promotion doesn't properly pay these fighters. That's how people take fucking money. Why do you think a guard who's not making great fucking money starts bringing drugs into a prison or something like that? They're easily bought out, man. And I don't know. Hopefully you get some people with good morals and shit like that. But it's fucking 2018, man. I don't know many folks with good morals out there.
Yeah, and it's only getting worse now. It's only getting worse. So with the type of access with social media and things like that people now have to fighters and the public figures, easily corruption is going to be widespread in MMA. We already see it in the Olympics, and we see it in boxing. And I know for kickboxing there's a certain degree to it, but because kickboxing isn't as popular, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, like a sport like MMA is definitely going to be on the widespread. It's probably already happening now at a rapid rate, but we just don't know about it because it's on the underground. When it starts making its way to the UFC, then shit's going to get really bad. It's already getting bad now, if you think about it. Because that was the first, last night was probably the first exceptional card in a while where we saw people getting finished. If it went to a decision, the right person won. But for the most part, we usually see people getting screwed, getting robbed. We see a lot of weird stuff, and we see referees that let fights go on a little too long than they probably should. So we've seen some weird stuff before. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's already happening now. In the UFC, that is.
Man, let's get some comments from the chat. In other words, it's human, says Frank Pavon. Dana White equals Don King, says Pulse Reloaded.
Yes. Pulse, that is 110% accurate. He's modern day. Him, Bob Arum, Lou DiBella, who else? Who else am I thinking of? Honestly, the list, really any promoter in boxing right now. I don't know any boxing promoter that is clean, by definition. I don't know any boxing or MMA promoter that isn't clean. Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, but they're in the UK, so again, people don't bat an eye to it. So yeah, you have way too many of them. And now Dana White is, of course, now the Don King of MMA. MMA never had one until he came along.
Didn't Don King murder somebody? This is Michael Angelo.
He did. He stomped out a guy over a $600 gambling debt. And the only reason he didn't go to prison was because he got a pardon from the mayor of Ohio somehow, or the governor of Ohio, I'm sorry. Somehow gave him a pardon. I don't know how much money he paid for that, but he got it. And he got away with murder.
Man, and Kevin from Chicago, we don't have a way to call in yet, brother. In the future, stay tuned for that. Coco, but you better definitely subscribe, man, because I like a lot of your comments that you're throwing in here. We definitely want to see you back. Who made the drawing, says Coco, but if you're talking about the thumbnail, I stole that shit from Twitter. Like all great things.
Good shit.
But what else? Jay, there's like 2 minutes left, man. Your final thoughts on just everything. UFC 229.
Folks, I think everybody, we should take a serious moment here because think about what we have ahead of us. We have UFC 230 as far as our next big event. And you see the clusterfuck that has turned into. I hope you all realize UFC 230 is about to be a starting trend of bullshit events, bullshit pay-per-views, nonsensical booking decisions, and a lot of crooked shit that's not going to make sense at all. We're already seeing evidence of it. We've seen it in the past, but now it's about to get even worse. And I'm telling you guys, I don't like ESPN having their hands in MMA. I don't like it, especially since Disney has their hands in ESPN. In short, folks, this was an amazing event. Definitely the best UFC card that has been staged in a good while. But I have a feeling it's going to slowly trend downhill from here. So let's just try to enjoy it. Let's enjoy last night for what it was. And moving forward, let's try to enjoy a lot more variety of MMA because the UFC, I have a feeling, it's going to start to trend downhill just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Jay Smooth out here fucking ringing the alarm bells. Jay's at the top of the fucking watchtower trying to let everybody know.
I'm sounding the siren right now, folks. From here it's gonna get ugly. I have a good feeling it's gonna get ugly.
Man, in terms of like popularity, I had a great hope for what ESPN could bring, what ESPN could do for the company. But the fucking how bad it really is that the Fertitta brothers sold MMA and how good they were treating this fucking sport. That's what Jay's talking about, man. We're really not going to know how important the Fertitta brothers were. Remember, Chris Weidman's got to go to him to just get a contract fucking negotiated, man. Like, just to talk to some sense into this fucking bald guy sometimes. That's what it takes. So when Jay says this, man, I get what he's saying a lot, and I feel the views on all the sentiment, man. There's more out there in the world. Guys, when you watch the UFC and its ratings drastically fall for 2 years while Conor's gone just because they put all their chips into that fucking bag and it's not paying out, don't do the same thing with your MMA fandom. Please don't do that, man. I'm begging you guys. Bellator's welterweight tournament, all types of shit, man. Stay tuned for that. And just in everyone in the UFC. UFC could still be great too. But make sure you talk about Tony Ferguson. Make sure you talk about Derrick Lewis. Make sure you give these guys airtime too. Because if you only talk about fucking Conor, then what do we got to build off of this? Everything is... You don't build on it like you should if we do, man. Goddamn.
Right.
And that's our epic UFC 228 breakdown. Me and Jay spit it to you realer than any motherfucker out there. That's why there's no sponsor.
Damn right.
And that's what's up. Kevin from Chicago, maybe you could come on this week. Let me know if you got some video capabilities or some shit and join me. We would love to hear your thoughts, brother. And anyone who would like to jump in as a co-host, be a guest co-host during the week, you're just interested for everyone to get to know you, and we want to hear your thoughts. Let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Hit Jay up on Twitter. He'll forward it to me. And until next time, I'll be back Tuesday. I'll see all you sickos. Back to you out of here. We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.